Hey, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining me today on this November 15th, 2023. It's Wednesday, Big Idea Wednesday, and I got an idea for you today. Yeah, I do. Thank you everyone for joining in. As always, we're streaming live YouTube and on Rumble, rumble.com/coffee and nuance/live. Just bookmark it. Make it easy to find. Anyway, this is something near and dear to me to talk about today. So thank you folks for joining me. Today we're talking about something as American as apple pie and baseball, and that is anonymous speech. Yeah, the ability to speak your mind without having to attach your name to it. It's like going to a potluck dinner, bringing your dish without having to reveal the secret recipe. It's the freedom to say what you want, how you want, and when you want, without Uncle Sam peeking over your shoulder. That's American, baby. You know, in this country, we have a long history of anonymous speech. It's like the Founding Fathers' version of a Yelp review. Only it was for freedom. Our revolutionaries, they weren't posting selfies at the Boston Tea Party, you know. No, they were writing under pseudonyms like Publius. Funny, I've only read that word and never actually figured out how to say it. Anyway, dropping truth bombs in the Federalist Papers. Imagine if today people had to sign their tweets Thomas J. or Alex H. to avoid the king's wrath. It just wouldn't have the same ring to it. Now, some folks may say, but Tom, anonymity breeds trolls and cowards. Sure, there's always that one guy in the comments section typing away in his mom's basement because I'm promoting generalizations that are seen everywhere. But let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. No, anonymity isn't just for keyboard warriors. It's for protecting whistleblowers, dissenters, and those daring to challenge the status quo. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about accountability? Shouldn't people own their words? Well, of course. There's a difference between accountability and mandatory disclosure. Sometimes the truth needs a veil to dance behind until it's safe to come out. It's like Clark Kent wearing glasses. Superman needs his privacy too. So, to all those champions of free speech and democracy, raise a toast to anonymity. It's the secret sauce in our nation's melting pot, allowing the flavors of dissent, innovation, and change to simmer without fear of getting burned. And folks, there's nothing more American than that. My name's Tom Coffee. This is the Coffee Nuance Show, best censored commentary news show live right now. Flame on. Yeah, American as apple pie, anonymous speech. And I totally agree. This has come up, and it's kind of the theme of the show today. I got a number of stories that deal with this topic that are all kind of relevant to today, new stories. But that's the big idea. The big idea is that sometimes you need to be anonymous. It's tough depending on where you live if you have opinions that are not of the majority. Bad things can happen to you. You can be intimidated. There can be violence. There can be all kinds of things. You know, I live in Portland. You know what you don't see in Portland? You don't see a Make America Great Again bumper sticker. You know why? Because your car would be keyed. Guaranteed. On the first day? Probably. And that's why we need anonymous speech. We need anonymous speech. It's vitally important. I know there's many drawbacks to it. There's many downsides to it. I think one of the best things that I've seen with it is like with Twitter. or X, where you can get verified. Now, being verified costs you money, you know, $8 a month or whatever it is. I don't know. It might even be more now. And at least then they will verify who you say that you are. Okay. And one of the things that they do on that platform is they will put the people that are verified ranked higher in the replies than people that are unverified. Speaking of X, I haven't asked for people to do this on this show, but I do on the nighttime show. But I've just tweeted out that we are live. Posted. I don't know. We still haven't replaced the word tweet with the name change. But I'm still calling it tweet. So I just tweeted out that we're live with a link to the Rumble show. If you're on Twitter, if you can share that with me, that would be super awesome. But that's one thing that you can do. Or you can do what a lot of the media has done, which is just closed all the comment sections altogether. You know, because you might have something important to say. Nope. You might question what they're saying. You might question the narratives that they're pushing. And, well, we can't have that. So let's just turn off all the comment sections. We'll use an excuse that, you know, anonymous trolls were saying hate speech or something like that. We can use that as an excuse to not allow anyone to share their opinions. Well, I'm not in favor of that. That's no good. I don't buy that argument either. I think that any media company that publishes news on the web, they should have a comment section to allow people to correct it or point out faulty journalism. And without that safeguard, pretty much, I would have no faith in any media company that does not allow feedback. That would be my take on that. Yeah. So anyway, that's the theme of today. It really is American as apple pie. And anyone that is pushing to get rid of that, boy, I tell you, it sounds un-American to me. It sounds un-American. But I guess we have different opinions on what American is. Anyway, let's get to the first story. It involves this and presidential candidate Nikki Haley. Yeah, you know, folks, Nikki Haley wants social media users to be verified by name. Maybe she should disclose or verify all her secret meetings with neocon donors. Doubt she wants that level of transparency. So here's the story. Nikki Haley, Republican presidential candidate, proposed mandatory verification of social media users' identities to combat misinformation, especially from foreign sources. Initially suggesting a ban on anonymous posts, she later clarified that while she prefers civility and accountability, she doesn't oppose anonymous American speech. This sparked criticism from rivals Ron DeSantis, who defended the right to anonymous speech, linking it to the Federalist Papers authors. He labeled Haley's proposal as unconstitutional and risky, akin to China's restrictions on speech. So I just wanted to show you, this is what she said. Here's the clip. Now, this, I think, is getting overblown in right-wing media. This is getting overblown because I don't think Nikki Haley really understands this. I don't think she understands how these things work. Basically, what she was saying is like, oh, no. Americans can be anonymous, but we need to verify everybody to make sure that Chinese and Russian trolls aren't anonymous. It's like, okay, well, I don't know how that works. So you're going to verify everyone, but then they're going to be anonymous? No. I'm not even sure if someone were to do, if someone were an actual good journalist and they could follow up and just say, can you explain that? I mean, how is that going to work? We're going to stop Chinese trolls. We're going to stop Russian trolls. We're going to stop these foreign influences on our social media. However, Americans will still be able to be anonymous. How does that work? If they're anonymous, couldn't they then be Russian trolls? I mean, do you not know how the internet works? But I just wanted to play you the clip just so you could hear the words from her own mouth. This is a clip that Vivek posted. You can watch a longer clip where she does explain. She tries to explain a little bit more, but I don't know. She needs help with it.
When I get into office, the first thing we have to do, social media accounts, social media companies, they have to show America their algorithms. Let us see why they're pushing what they're pushing. The second thing is every person on social media should be verified by their name. That's, first of all, it's a national security threat. When you do that, all of a sudden people have to stand by what they say, and it gets rid of the Russian bots, the Iranian bots, and the Chinese bots. And then you're going to get some civility when people know their name is next to what they say. Accountability. And they know their pastor and their family member is going to see it. It's going to help our kids, and it's going to help our country. When I get into office.
Okay, so that's what she said. She went further, and they asked her a little bit more about that, and she did say, "Oh, no. Americans can still be anonymous, but we're going to stop Russia and China." I don't know how you do that. Good luck with that. I think it's just kind of evidence that she doesn't really know how the internet works. But okay. I think it's a dangerous idea, and I'm against it. I think she really is the neocon establishment choice. That's my analysis of who Nikki Haley is, and I certainly do not support her for many reasons, but probably the number one is that she seems to have a bloodlust for war, and I'm kind of against warmongering in general. So, if you're a total warmonger, probably not going to earn my vote, but I live in Oregon. There's no chance Nikki Haley would ever win in Oregon, or probably any Republican would ever win the vote, statewide vote in Oregon anyway. So my opinion doesn't matter that much. Anyway, we got a little fun story about Nigel Farage. Did you hear about Nigel Farage joining I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here? It's an Australian TV show. I mean, I knew Brexit was tough, but I didn't think Farage would resort to eating testicles and eyeballs on national TV just to escape the political jungle. Yeah, here's the story. Nigel Farage, known for his role in Brexit, is joining the reality show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in Australia. It's an English show. It takes place in Australia, I believe. I believe that's how it works. His participation has sparked controversy due to his political background, leading to calls for boycott. Oh no, we can't have anyone with a different point of view being on our stupid reality TV shows. Despite objections, the show's creators defend the decision to include Farage, citing the program's tradition of featuring diverse public figures. Farage's entry into reality TV stirred debate, but ITV remains confident in its lineup, including other diverse contestants. So I don't know if you're familiar with this show because it doesn't air here, but for someone like me, I'm kind of super online, so I will watch shows. I will watch English shows. I'll watch American or Australian shows, shows from New Zealand, shows from all over the world, really. But this is a really bad show. I'm kind of a sucker for dumb reality shows, but I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here is really hard to watch. Because for the most part, most of the celebrities that they choose, I've never heard of. They're not usually very interesting people. And it's like, I don't know, they've been thrust into this total like D-level celebrity show. Basically what they do is they take celebrities, and for the most part, right, a celebrity is a celebrated person. But you really need to broaden your definition of a celebrity. Now, Nigel Farage, well, I mean, people know who he is, but the majority of people on this show, good luck, you know. And they put them in the jungle, and they make them do, you know, different challenges and whatnot, and they have to sleep in the jungle. They have little jungle cots, and the idea is that they're celebrities. They shouldn't, you know, that this is really tough for them to be out here in these challenges. It's not as bad as Survivor. I mean, they get food and whatnot. It's just a terrible show. But I think it's kind of cool to take on a politician like Nigel Farage, kind of give him some humanity. You know, he was debanked in the UK. A number of banks just closed his account, closed his personal account, and wouldn't let him bank there anymore because of his political views. I think that's pretty dangerous to do. And we could see that here in the U.S. as well. We could just see, you know, they don't like your social media post. You can no longer go to this branch. And I know that that may sound a bit out there, but it's not. I think it is coming. And again, that's one of the reasons why you might want to post on social media and not anonymously. So it will not affect your banking. You know, we should all have the right to use a bank. So, yeah, Nigel Farage in the jungle. I think I will try to check this out just to see what it's like. And I'll let you know. Anyway, next up, we got even more on this topic. So Argentina's election turned into a high-tech Photoshop battle. You got politicians looking like they're auditioning for Indiana Jones and starring in a twisted version of Clockwork Orange. Forget the ballots. It's become a contest of who can best Photoshop their opponent into the most bizarre scenarios. Here's the story. In Argentina's recent election, both presidential candidates employed AI to create manipulated images and videos shaping their public personas and attacking opponents. Sergio Massa's campaign used AI to depict him as strong and charismatic. Like right here. Strong and charismatic. Contrasting it with AI-generated portrayals of opponent Javier Milei as unstable. Some content bordered on disinformation, like a deep fake video showing Milei discussing a market for human organs. Yeah. A deep fake video talking about selling body parts. Whew. The widespread use of AI in elections has raised concerns about deception, manipulation, and the blurring of truth. The technology's role in politics is prompting discussions about regulation, ethical implications, and its potential impact on democratic processes worldwide. So, what does this have to do with anonymity? Well, a lot of these memes, a lot of these posts on social media are put together by people that are posting them without their name attached to them at all, and being promoted across social media. So it ties in. But this really is, I guess, the first AI election. This is the first big election in the world where they've been using AI to promote themselves, to demonize their opponent, and to make a lot of misleading things. And it brings up questions such as, should AI have a little tag? So, for example, this picture is from the New York Times, And if you see up in the left-hand corner, they have a little tag to show it was generated by artificial intelligence. Should we have to have a tag on all posts that are AI generated? Well, clearly, I mean, we can look at this and it's not photorealistic. I mean, it's pretty clear that that's artwork. It's not an actual picture, but anyway, you get the idea. And it brings up questions such as if they are anonymously posting memes that might not be accurate. Who knows? Now, in Argentina, do they have the First Amendment like we have in America? Well, I don't think they do. I don't think that they do. But here in the U.S., we're allowed to post memes. Unless, of course, it's a meme against Hillary Clinton. That'll probably land you up in jail like it did McKay. That was an atrocious, terrible, terrible thing that happened. But that's another story. Yeah, and again, this Argentina election, I'm very excited about. It is happening next week. I think a week from today. I think it's a week from today. So we should know before Thanksgiving who the next president of Argentina is. And we'll see if AI and all these memes had any effect on it. Because if it did, you can guarantee they're going to be using them in our election come next year. Anyway, sticking with this, let's talk about China. And just as a reminder, all the cool kids are hitting the like button. Thank you for doing that. I get very few views on these videos. Very, very few. It could be the videos that have the most work with the least amount of views on the platform, perhaps. So if you can hit the like button, let me know that you like what I'm doing. I would appreciate that. But you ever notice how we get all riled up about China's online shenanigans, but then we look at our own government and it's like, hey, pot, meet kettle. Yeah, China has a massive online disinformation campaign targeting Americans, politicians, and businesses. They use thousands of social media accounts to harass, threaten, and silence critics of Beijing. Victims, including journalists and activists, face relentless attacks that tech companies struggle to stop. The campaign evolves, adapting to global issues, creating fear and paranoia among its targets. I've seen this a lot. And what I find really, rich about this is that, we hear about how, China must be stopped from their influence campaign on our social media. Okay. If that's true, though, if it's true that the Chinese government is sponsoring this, trying to influence Americans through social media, and we don't like it, do you think we, our country, our government, our three-letter agencies should maybe not do the exact same thing all over the world? It's like, censorship for thee, but not for me. The U.S. government is absolutely employing bots to target foreign social media accounts all across the globe. And do you think that we're doing it less than China is? Really? You think the U.S. government is employing these techniques less than the Chinese? When they have said that this is the absolute cheapest way to have a foreign influence? Really? Man, I don't know. Maybe we should lead by example. Nah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We'll just continue to be hypocrites on this thing. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, stick around for the after show where I'll be going through all your comments on Rumble and on YouTube. So I appreciate you for letting me know your thoughts. And I do actually read your comments if we're not live. I will check the comments. In fact, I got some great comments yesterday on Rumble that I really appreciated. You know, we're getting a lot of feedback in the comments, and so you don't need to be watching live to make an impact. You can leave your comments whenever you watch the videos. But next up, let's... I'll just get to the story. So, Target's locking up products to stop theft. So now it's not just a store, it's a puzzle room. Congratulations, you found the shampoo. It just took 10 minutes to get an employee to let you have it. Target's addressing theft by locking up products, irking some customers. Now, CEO Brian Cornell claims many customers appreciate the security and stocked items. Yeah. Despite concerns about sales impact, Cornell notes positive customer feedback, citing understanding of safety measures. Store closures in theft-affected areas led to locked cases, a tactic used by other retailers. Social media complaints arise over delays caused by locked items. Target focuses on high in-stock levels and improved experiences through initiatives like Drive Up. Yeah, so the CEO of Target's on, financial TV, talking about how everybody loves it now that everything is locked up at Target. He's getting compliments all the time on how awesome it is, how incredible it is that they've locked everything up. It's such a good thing. Man, he can say this with a straight face. Man, I would love to know what improv class that he took to be able to deliver that line without just busting up laughing. This is horrible. And if you've been with my channel for a while, last spring I did a video and I showed a picture of me in a Target by my house where I had a big plastic box with 3 pairs of socks in it. And it was locked up, and I had to walk around Target with a big plastic box. Here we had to take the plastic box up to the register to get it unlocked. I ended up putting it down. I said, I'm not walking around with this big dumb box for some socks. Congratulations, Target. I'll order online. But they're trying to combat this. They're saying, oh, you can order online and then just drive to Target and pick it up. What? If I'm going to order it online, I can just order it from someone and have him send it to my house. I don't need to drive to Target to pick it up. It's crazy. But I don't know. Is this your experience at Target in your neck of the woods where you are? Because we have vastly different experiences because it all depends on, what's going on in your neighborhood. And also local jurisdictions and if they're actually punishing people that shoplift. They make a big deal here of doing some big busts, and then they let the people out like an hour later. So it's not really working here in Portland. But that's okay, because I don't need Target. I'm not going to go to that store again. I don't need them, which is too bad, because I always like Target. But is what it is. But we need some positive news today. We need positivity. We need some good news. Well, I got some good news for you. Scientists in Hong Kong have developed an ultra-white ceramic material that reflects almost 100% of sunlight. It's so efficient at cooling buildings, I'm considering coating myself in it during summer. In Hong Kong, scientists created an ultra-white ceramic material inspired by a beetle's structure. It reflects 99.6% of sunlight, cools buildings effectively, and is durable against weather and UV light. It reduces electricity usage for cooling by over 20%, potentially easing reliance on traditional cooling methods and curbing energy use and greenhouse gas emissions. The production process is simple, using common materials, and the material can be customized in different colors and patterns. Ultra white paint reflecting the light. I don't know. Isn't this something that we heard about in like fourth grade science projects? I remember, the thing where you would, when they even had this for camping, where you had like a big black, like plastic rubber bag that was attached to a hose, and you could fill it with water, hang it up by a tree, let the sunlight hit it. It would heat it up, and then it had a little nozzle, and you could take a shower when you were camping and have hot water, because black absorbs heat, white reflects heat. We should be doing this more and incorporating this into the design of our buildings, the design of our homes. I know all about this because my house in Albuquerque was an amazing house. And in the center of it, we had an atrium. So it was open when we got the house. So it was like a, 20 by 15 by 15, maybe 16 by 16 square in the middle of the house, which was an atrium. And we built up windows on 3 sides. And on the side opposite of where the sun would be, we had that all painted an ultra bright white to reflect the sun. So the sun would shine through the windows, would hit the back, which was ultra bright white, and reflect all that sunlight down. We had essentially a jungle in the middle of our house. It was amazing. And the humidity was in there. We had a little, we could turn the water on there and it would get nice and humid. It was a beautiful thing, but it all came down to reflecting the sunlight with an ultra white paint. I've known about this my whole life. Why is this news? We really can, through some design, come up with more innovative ways to save on heating, save on cooling, etc., etc. I think what would be, kind of a good idea, now I'm just spitballing here, right? But in the summer, you don't want your house to heat up. What if there were like a skin, or like just think of like a big fitted sheet, if you will, that was bright white that you could put on the top of your roof, right? So in the summer, it would reflect the sun and perhaps wouldn't heat the house up as much. And then in the winter, you would want the heat, and so you could have it have a black one. I don't know. Yes, of course, I'm oversimplifying it. And yes, it's probably not that simple. Is it that simple? What was the phrase I used yesterday? I can't even remember. Is it really that simple? Of course it's not really that simple, but there really are things that we can do. And I'd be interested to find out if you have any ideas on things that we can do, but using bright white or using a very, very dark black to absorb heat. We know this. Why aren't we doing this more? We totally should be doing this more. And it's very basic. And I don't think it's as expensive. Probably because there's not a whole lot of money in it, I'm guessing. But don't know. Do not know. Reversible roof tiles. White on one side, black on the other. That would be kind of neat. You could even have it attached to your smart home. So you could, on your app, just hit the button. Or you want to reflect heat during the day, but you want to absorb heat at night or something. So at 5:30, the roof tiles flip over. Who knows? I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential to this idea, though. But I am glad to see that it is being talked about, although minimally on some, small publications like where I got this story. Speaking of this story, in the comments section after every show, I do leave links to archived versions of every story that I talk about today. So you can go and read the whole story if you are interested in checking that out. And, you can also check and make sure I'm being accurate with what I say. We all need to be fact-checked sometimes. So anyway, but I think there's a lot of potential for that ultra bright white ceramics, ultra bright white paint. I think there's a lot there. Yeah. So anyway, that's about all I have today. I will have some more to talk about in the after show because I have a few more thoughts that I've thought about previous topics today that I didn't get to. But I'll be going through your comments, interacting with you in the after show. So thanks for joining me. As a reminder, I will be around tonight at 12 a.m., midnight, for Midnight Americano, midnight on the East Coast, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. The evening show, we just kind of hang out, have some jokes, and do a little bit of this or a little bit of that, but it's a fun hang. So if you got nothing going on at that time, be sure to stop by. If you can retweet the announcement of this video, I'd appreciate that. You can follow me on X. And that's another way that you can reach me. Anyway, hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful day. Perhaps I'll see you tonight or tomorrow. Until then, peace. All right. Thanks. See, and if you're on Rumble right now, you can hit the all right emoji that I made, because that is one of my verbal crutches. Oh, man. So let's check out the comments. What's happening here? All right. Ox likes the nice positive message at the end of the videos. It's going to be a great year. Still 1 month left to make it happen. Yeah, it's going to be a great year. Anon is what allowed us to get some truths. It can be messy with junk mixed in, but you would miss a lot of information without being anonymous. I totally agree. Anonymous is as American as apple pie. Without being anonymous, there would be less whistleblowers. Corruption thrives when people don't feel safe to talk. Agreed. Agreed. I live in a place that you do not feel safe to talk. And I do work for organizations where you do not feel safe to talk. It is all uber woke, and there will be no questioning of it. And if you do, you are a Nazi, you are a fascist, you are evil, and you must lose your job. That's where I live. That's the America that I live in. And I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm being totally sincere when I say this. Alan Durrell says, what if all your followers are AI-controlled bots? Well, if that is the case, then they have passed the Turing test, because I read your comments and I just believe that you are sentient, that you are an actual thinking person. And if AI has got so good that they're fooling me in the comment section, well, then congratulations to AI. I probably wouldn't be as excited about doing this show if I found out that all of you were fake. So I'm glad that I'm ignorant of that, if that happens to be true. Seems to me it's all meant to get people away from local shops and move everything online. Hiring a few security guards seems to be a simpler solution to crime. Well, the issue is it really depends on the local district that you're in. We in Portland, we have a Soros prosecutor. Our DA is a Soros-funded district attorney. And fortunately, there's going to be an election, and perhaps the people will vote him out, although I wouldn't get my hopes up on that. But because of that, like, security guards are really not allowed to physically stop you from leaving a store in Portland. So you can grab something and walk out, and they can try to stand in front of you, but that's all they can do. I watched people load up some like 5-gallon buckets with power tools and walk out of Home Depot. And I saw the security guard. You know, it's just some woman saying, "Hey, stop. No, you can't do that. You can't do that." And just followed them out into the parking lot. And they just kept walking, and they got in their truck and took off. I'm sure there wasn't a license plate on it. Because, I don't know, 10% of the cars here don't have license plates, and the cops don't seem to do anything because it disproportionately affects the BIPOC community. So we can't enforce things like license plates because, you know, that's racist or something. I don't know. I live in clown world. This is probably the capital of clown world. And I know it sounds so insane, but you're not here. And if you were here, you would understand. Tech Ingredients YouTube channel did a cool experiment with a special self-made super white paint, and it ended up reflecting so much that it went significantly under ambient temperature. Very cool. The video is called Revolutionary Paint: How to Make Surfaces Stay Cool in the Sun. Well, thank you for sharing the name of that. In fact, that's a good way to share names of videos rather than putting a link to the video. Often, if you put a link to the video, the algorithm will delete your comment. So by putting the name of the video that people can search for, hopefully they'll be able to find it. Crazy security guards here can hold people against their will until police arrive. Nope, not here. Not here. Yeah, Big Daddy says Apothecary John is a bot, just saying. And that is a running joke that we have on this channel. We all love John. Over here on the YT, we got people checking in. Lucid, Erie, apple pie. Any weirdos here warm up cheese on top of that? Do not put cheese on my apple pie. That does sound weird. That does not sound appealing to me at all. But if you dig it, well, good for you. I won a baking contest in 6th grade for apple pie. Homemade crust, delish. You know, when I've made homemade crust, I could not believe how much butter you put into a crust. That was eye-opening. What was I making? Some cherry pies. I was making cherry pies. And I was like, oh, let me make the crust from scratch. I could not believe how much butter was called for to go into a crust. Shocking. It's good to know, because now I know, I don't know about crusts. You know? pretty crazy. If I brought my truck up there and it got vandalized, I would go scorched earth anonymously. I understand. But 100% it would be vandalized. 100%. Guaranteed. Nikki's idea will just dox people without the dissenting opinions. Pretty much. Pretty much. Again, I think, I don't know. Her whole opinion doesn't make sense, and I don't think it would work. And so I don't think it's her opinion. I think she was told to say that, because I don't think the whole thing works out. It's just an illogical thing. Like, we'll verify everyone, but you can still be anonymous. It's like, okay, I don't know how you do that. Okay. My trolling people is a threat to national security. Yeah, that's what she says. Trolling people is a threat to national security. So, don't you want to vote for her? Yeah. Nigel isn't a celebrity unless government service is for entertainment purposes. Ba-dum-bum. Well, I know what you mean. He's not necessarily an entertainment celebrity, but he's definitely a celebrity. Right? Definitely a celebrity. It's, Trump's a celebrity. I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody celebrate Biden? I suppose Biden might actually be considered a celebrity as well. I'm joking, of course. Of course he'd be considered a celebrity. Nice work with the thumbnail. It really stands out. Yes, the thumbnail that I made today, I didn't make that. I put that into the AI. And the prompt I used was, I want a video thumbnail for, on the, anonymity is super American or something like that. And that was one of the things that it spit out. So I grabbed that and used it as background. And I thought the AI bot did a pretty good job making that. Because if I had to make that with Photoshop, I could, but it would take me quite a lot of time to put that together. And this, I just typed in and clicked generate a couple times, and that was it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see. Bear Grylls would do his show on survival and then go stay the night in a Holiday Express. Fakers. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, no, if such a thing took place. But again, it's just entertainment. It's just for fun. I don't think anyone really takes it seriously. And I think one of the things that I'm a celebrity gets me out of here, I believe that the show raises money for charity. And that's a way so you don't criticize it as much. The celebrities are there, but they're raising money for charity. So, maybe you're not as harsh on them as you would be otherwise. LOL, Clockwork Orange is twisted enough. Indeed. Yeah, there are some crazy memes. They made some crazy memes about Javier Milei, one of the candidates in Argentina. And there was all kinds of them, like him running around with a chainsaw, like kind of chainsaw massacre type of thing. Yeah, just a bunch of crazy political memes. And it'll happen here too. I mean, I'm sure it probably is already, but I think it's really going to ramp up. Because right now, we are, about just less than a year away from the November election for president 2024. So I think we're going to see this really ramp up. And I'm here for it. I think it'll be fun. The book is challenging to read. Never read Clockwork Orange. Movie was creepy, though. Creepy, scary. Haha. Hey, pot, meet kettle. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good line. I like that. Then you don't look at stuff, though, because they're standing there rushing you. I never buy anything that's locked up. I can't buy anything that's locked up. I can't do it. Not for a pair of socks, not for shampoo. No, I guess I understand if you're there buying a $1,500 video camera. Okay, that can be behind the locked thing. I get it. You know, you're buying an iPhone. Okay, that's behind the desk. You got to actually get somebody to get the phone. But shampoo, really? No, I will not be visiting that store at all. I did see that the Dollar Tree was actually locking some stuff up. The Dollar Tree. Yeah, crazy. Great show last night, by the way. Looked up Buenos Aires, $3,000 for 3 people for 25 days plus airfare. That's for a nice place to stay. Wow, there you go. Well, I will say, plus airfare. That's for a nice place to stay. There's no way you're paying $3,000 for a month for 3 people there. I'll have to look into that. But I was looking at Airbnb, and I was finding some nice Airbnbs. I was not looking for 3 people, but I was finding nice Airbnbs that I considered nice enough. In Palermo for like $30 a night. So for a month that'd be about what, 900. So I don't know if it's that much to stay, but perhaps something to look into. Like when they unlock it, you have to know exactly what you want. I don't like shopping with someone looking over my shoulder. I don't either. Sometimes you just want to look at the ingredients. You want to look at, hey, where's this made? Well, I can't see. You wait 10 minutes to get someone there. You look at the back of the bottle. You go, oh, no, this has whatever ingredient in it. I don't want it. Let me look for something else. It's not good. Hey, Tom, that Target you're talking about is closed now? The Target that I'm talking about is still open. They did close a number of Targets here. They closed the Hollywood. I think, did they close the Hollywood Target? They closed the one downtown. They closed the one on Powell. So they closed a number of Targets. But the one I went to is still there. It's just everything is in plastic boxes. Not for me. Love atriums. Yeah, the atrium was beautiful. Natasha says, how about reversible roof tiles? Yeah, that would be kind of cool. And you would think that they might have that on some businesses or something. You could have a way to reverse, and reflect the sun or absorb the sun. Where's the all right tiki jar? I know. Put $1 in. But yes, indeed. I saw a video where another shopper waited outside the store when the thief exited. The guy decked him and yelled at him. It was heartwarming. Well, see, you might be able to do that in some places, but if you did that here, that's who the DA would prosecute. The DA would prosecute you. And I know it sounds like I'm making this up. The DA would prosecute you if you were to attack a shoplifter. There was a time I was in a Goodwill, actually, and a guy was making a run for the door. And for half a second, I thought about clotheslining him. Because he was, I don't know, about 100 pounds lighter than me. And he had a lot of new merchandise. There was some new merchandise up near the front. And he was running right past me to get through the door. And I just had this fear that I would be kicked out and I would never be able to return to a Goodwill in Oregon again. They'd put me on a blacklist for that. It really is clown world. Yeah. So I put up a fuss at Walmart checking my receipts after watching me check out. Yes, I'm one of those people. You know what I do? like at Costco with that, I will hold my receipt, but I won't let go. And they will try pulling it from me. There's one guy in particular, he always tries to pull it from me. And I'm like, no, you can read it. You can read it. Go ahead. Just take your magic marker with the little line. You can do it. And he's like, give me the receipt. Give me the receipt. And I'm like, you can see the receipt. But I don't give it to them, because if you give them the receipt, then they can hold it and they can take their time and they can No. You can look at the receipt. Here, look at the receipt. And then put your little line on it, and then we can leave. I don't know. I need to get over it. It's not that big a deal. But I find it frustrating when you have one item, right? I buy my dog food at Costco. I got one item. It's in the cart. Why do you need to go through? Why do you need to take 10 seconds to look at the receipt, look at the dog food, look at the receipt, look at the dog food, and then get your little pen out and mark it that it's okay? It's one big 30-pound bag of dog food. I'm not hiding a TV underneath the dog food, you know? Come on. Ice cream shops celebrate Biden. Oh, that could be true. Yeah, Biden loves the ice cream, that's for sure. And, that's something that we have in common. You think maybe you got nothing in common with Joe Biden. I tell you what, I love ice cream too. So for that, we're in simpatico. Anyway, trying to think what, one of the things that I talked about on the show last night, and I'm going to see if I can do it. I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight or not, but we had a story where, there's a contest where they will pay you, what was it, $1,000 or something, to watch a different Christmas movie every single day for a month. And basically I explained how this is just a cheap way for companies to expand their email list. You go, oh, I would like to win $1,000 for watching Christmas movies, but you give them all your information for free. And so perhaps they can collect thousands and thousands, maybe tens of thousands of email information on people, and they only have to pay out to $1,000. It was a really cheap way to grow their email list. So I said, maybe I will write the most incredible script on why they should hire me, just for fun, for the show tonight. So I'll see if I can put that together. I'll try writing that, and if so, I will read you what I wrote tonight on the late night show, because we're just hanging out. But that's pretty much it. Alan Durrell says, receipt checking. I'm glad I didn't live in the U.S. I throw my receipt away the moment I get it. Yeah, receipt checking is at a couple stores. It's not every store. But the idea is they have someone at the front that pretends to look at the receipt and then look in your cart to make sure you didn't put anything else in there. I think it's mainly a deterrent. I don't think that most people that do that job are actually looking through and checking everything off, because it would probably take too long, and then they would be scolded by their manager that they're taking too long, and so they pretend to look at the receipt, check it off. But I think it's just a deterrent, having someone at the door when people leave, maybe to make people think twice about shoplifting. I don't know if it works or not. Yeah. Are you going to review the movies here, Tom? Well, I guess I'd have to watch the movies first. But, I will talk about some movie reviews that I'm going to do on the late night show. So that's something you can look forward to. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate you more than you realize. But have a great day, and perhaps I'll see you tonight, midnight on the East Coast for Midnight Americano, 9 p.m. on the West. Have a beautiful day. Peace.